And today we have the pleasure of John Vergara. He is an educator, speaker, podcast host, dedicated to helping teachers master classroom management and support students with difficulty behaviors. With a master's in education from Loyola Marymount University, he serves as an assistant principal in Los Angeles Unified School District. He shares practical strategies through his podcast, Difficult Student, and public speaking. He equips educators with tools to create structured, supportive classrooms where both teachers and students thrive. Hello, this is Podcast with John Vergara. Hi, this is Dr. Jewel, and I have my guest. I really appreciate you coming on. I am elated because this season we are talking about educational wellness. So, do you mind just tell us a little bit about what you do?
Man. So currently, I am an assistant principal over special education. But I've been in education for maybe like 26 years. I was a classroom teacher for about 18 years. I taught grades first through eighth. And then I became a dean of students. I did that for 3 years. And now for the last 4 years, I've been assistant principal over special education. So it's been a long road. It's been a long road.
Well, special education is something that is not for the weak or the weary.
That's correct. That's correct. Being an assistant principal over special education is it's just a little different. And I oversee four alternative classrooms.
Okay.
And so working with students with autism, each one is like a unique puzzle, right? Like to figure out what makes them tick, what are their triggers, how do you what accommodations do you need for each student is a very tricky thing because every student's just is different. Every student's different. And so um that's what I'm working with and trying to figure that out and then making sure that everybody's safe and making sure that the students are getting what they need is a difficult task, and so that's what I'm doing right now currently.
Wow. So, when we talk about education and I know exactly what it's like being a principal. I've moved on to higher education, but I still work with plenty of educators in the pre-K-12 setting. I understand that at one point you wanted to talk about the physical health. We talked about there are 8 areas of wellness, and you really want to talk about the physical health part. What is it about the physical wellness that you deem is most important as an educator?
When I think about physical wellness, right? When I think about just being in education, let's just say being a teacher.
Okay.
You're a new teacher and you just started, and it's overwhelming. When you're a new teacher, it's overwhelming. You get into the classroom, you learn some things in your coursework, you come to class, and you're like, well, some of that really doesn't apply. Like, really, I was taught all these things, but really, I need to take care of um, classroom rules, procedures. I need to take care of that kind of stuff, classroom management, before I could even teach the kids, right? And so you're coming in here thinking you're going to teach all these great lessons. Everything's going to work out just the way you imagine in your head. But when you get a classroom, you're like, oh, wait, classroom management. Kids aren't even listening. I could keep talking and talking and talking, but kids aren't even listening, right? So now you have to switch gears and be like, okay, now I got to worry about classroom management. Now I got to figure out what are the rules and procedures and practice them over and over and again. And if you've never done that before, that's stressful to you. Like if you're talking and nobody's listening to you, that's stressful for you. Your stress levels rise. And then the anxiety of I have to get higher test scores. I have to make sure that whatever the admin is asking me to do, I have to make sure I do that, And so the stress levels rise and they just keep rising. And then you have to deal with parents and stress levels rise. And now your physical health is it's hurting. It's not as good as it could be, right? And so you get home, let's say you stayed, school ends at 2:30. Let's say you work extra to plan for the next day. You get home 3:30, 4 o'clock. Let's say you have a family and you have to cook dinner, you have to watch the kids, you have to make sure homework is done, and so you take care of that. And now you're like, I don't know, it's like 7 o'clock or 6 o'clock, something like that. Now you just want to lay down and do nothing. Now you just want to lay there. Yeah, you want to lay. Yeah, you want to lay there down and do nothing. I know this cycle because I was part of that cycle, right? I just want to lay here and do absolutely nothing. Watch a TV show, and then press the repeat button and do it again. You're not eating right, you're not eating the right kinds of foods. Let's say you have kids in sports. Let's say they're playing soccer or football or baseball and you have to take them to soccer practice, football practice. You're eating on the go. You're eating in the car. Like your car is like your place to do homework for the kids. They're doing homework in the car. It's like where you eat dinner. Sometimes you're picking up fast food and you're eating, and so your health is taking a hit,
It is.
and you do that repeat 5 days in a row. And then come Saturday, you just wanna do nothing. You wanna do nothing, right? You're depleted. You're depleted, and so physical health is important. You have to have a game plan. You can't just you can't just keep going like that.
So, but you made it clear that you're an administrator.
Oh, yeah.
And the thing that I realize is that your physical health is just as important as an administrator. So, like, what kind of strategies do you use to kind of help you even just master your physical wellness? I mean, it is day in, day
Yeah.
out. And oftentimes people think, oh, they're walking all the time in the hallway. You can't even really count that.
Yeah. Like, physical health as an administrator, right? And I feel like it's even worse. I feel like you could really fall down the rabbit hole when it comes to you could really not take care of your physical health as administrator, right? One thing to be a teacher and you're not taking care of it. It's another thing to be an administrator because there's so much to do. There's never a moment in my day where I could be like, I got nothing to do. I got nothing to do and I could just sit here. There's never a moment like that, right? And there's always things in the back of your head that you got to take care of. Like, oh, I got to make sure I call this. I got to take care of this. And there's so many things you have to take care of. And so the minute I enter work, it's like go time. It's go time until I leave work, right? And it's just go time, right? It's nonstop. So my physical health, I make a conscious effort to schedule my day. Like it's a scheduled day. I'm a scheduled person. And
Okay.
so like every day I wake up,
Mhm.
it's 4:15. And I never hit the snooze. I never hit the snooze. It's like 4:15, it's up, it hits. I get up. I'm like, all right. First thing I do is I get up, I lay on the couch for like maybe like, I don't know, like 7, 8 minutes to try to pep talk myself like, all right, you need to get up and get ready to you're gonna go work out right now. So I'm laying there and I'm like, okay, here we go. Get up, it's cold, get up, you gotta get up, get up, get up, get up. I get up, I go to the gym. When I go to the gym, it's like 4:45, or I'll go for a run and it's like 4:45. So I'll run in my neighborhood, run a few miles, or I'll go to the gym and work out. Helps out tremendously, right? Helps out tremendously. I get home, I gotta make sure I eat a good breakfast. So it can't be anything junk. I can't just eat like get a cup of coffee and like some sort of sweet bread, some sort of donut, some can't be that. It's like eggs, it's like cottage cheese, it's like 40 grams of protein. It's like a good amount of protein and some vegetables and some fruit to get me going, right? And then I have to prepare my food, right? Because I can't just go to work with no food or order out every day. So my food is prepared. I already prepared my food. So I
Okay.
got like my snack, it's like a protein bar and a banana. I got my lunch, which is usually like vegetables, rice, and some sort of protein. And I'm ready to go. And I got my like 2 liters of water. So I do that. I gotta make sure I eat, right? And then when I get home, it's like, okay, you're home. It's like, oh, let's eat dinner. Let's talk to the family. I do that. That makes me feel better. Then after that, I do some sort of podcast. I do podcasts, so I do some sort of podcasting. I'll write some sort of ideas because I'm on social media. Then I walk my dog, which is healthy for me. Um, about 8ish o'clock, I'm stretching. Mobility is important to me, so I'm stretching a little bit. I'm doing a little bit of mobility work so that my physical body is good, and that's what I do. And when I take care of my physical body, when I
Yeah.
take care of my physical, when I'm eating healthy, when I drink the right amount of water, when I get the right amount of sleep, when
Mhm.
I'm, working out, running and lifting weights, I feel good. No matter what happens at work, I know that I've taken care of my body. And in the back of my mind, when I know I take care of my physical health, I'm
Right.
good. I'm good. Yeah. And so like when the stress of work, like there's so much stress when you're assistant principal, especially in my mind being the assistant principal. Yeah, right. So much stress, right? And so I have to make a conscious effort to flip that switch off. So like when I get home, I
Mhm.
can't think about work because
Mhm.
that will poison my conversation with my wife. That like if I'm thinking about, man, I gotta do this and this, and my wife's talking to me about certain things, I can't even listen to her. I can't even be present in the moment because I keep thinking about all these other things that I have to do. And so she's talking to me and I'm like, but I'm somewhere else. And
Right,
that's never a
right.
good thing. That's never when if I'm doing my podcast, right? If I'm doing a podcast with, let's say, you, for instance,
Yeah.
and we're talking, but I'm like this other stuff, I can't be
You
present.
got stuff going on. And being an assistant principal, and there are challenges to both principal, assistant principal, actually three, and being the teacher.
Yeah.
Then when you and you also put in that special ed part, which takes a different type of stamina, because you are looking at things from and literally, even as a special ed teacher, they're looking at it from an administrative side point. They
Yeah,
have to because of all the policies that are out there.
that's
And
right.
so it's their mental strain, which can be part of their physical strain as well. So have you ever experienced any kind of challenges maintaining that physical wellness while at work? Like, you realize, oh my gosh, I have been in meetings all day long. Have you ever been at that point?
Yeah, so the way I see it is I can only do one thing at a time. I can
Okay.
only do one thing at a time, and
Mhm.
there's no need to think about anything else but the one task that's on my in front of me right now. So like if I'm at a PD, let's
Mhm.
just say it's Tuesday PD day and I'm with the teachers, right? If I'm I need to be present at the
Mhm.
PD. I need to be able to be present and help out and I don't know. But if I'm sitting there and the PD's going on and I'm typing away and I'm on my computer and I'm thinking about it, I feel like that's never a good thing. I that's not never a good thing. When I'm thinking about all kinds of things, that's too stressful. If I'm at an IEP meeting, I need to
Mm.
be present at the IEP meeting. So to take care of the parent, to make sure the kid gets, student gets the right accommodations, to make sure
Right.
that there's the right placement for the student. And if I'm thinking about all the other things, then I can't be good at this IEP meeting. So one of the things that the way that I handle that stress is be present in the moment. Be present
Ooh.
in the moment at a IEP meeting, at the PD meeting, when you're talking to the paraprofessional, when you're talking to a teacher, when you're doing observation. You can't be at multiple places at one time. You can't be good. You can't be good at multiple places at one time. And so my thing is like be present, be conscious about where you're at, who you're with, what you're talking about, and just do your very best to be present in the moment. You work with people, people need you to be present, people need you to be there, people need you to be able to listen to what they have to say.
Yeah.
The minute you stop doing that, and you're all over the place and you're walking too fast and you can't look at people in the eyes because you have a million things to do and you're just like go 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 go,
Yeah.
you've lost. And so my thing to help with that is to try my very best to be present in the moment on the task that's at hand so that
Okay.
I could be the best that I could possibly be.
So listen, I'm going to ask this really good question. I hope you're ready for it. Okay. On that list. Okay. If you could describe in one sentence how you present yourself, demonstrating, not even demonstrating, but presenting yourself to your community. And I'm talking about the teacher community, the parents, and the students. What would it be? How do you feel like you are presenting yourself to them from a wellness point?
So from a wellness point of I hope that I'm presenting myself healthy um mentally. I hope that like they see me as a leader who is healthy mentally, that's emotionally healthy, so that I could, when they bring their needs to me, I'm able to empathize with them and be able to find solutions for them. Um, to me, that's most important. Mental health, physical health. I need to present that to them that I'm capable of being healthy. Now, do I do it all the time?
I don't
I
think
don't
anyone
know.
all the
I don't
time.
know. Yeah.
I don't have to do anything all the time.
That's a hard thing, you know? Maybe physical health, I'm okay with that, like, physically, because I go to the gym, that's
Yeah, we
easy.
can talk about emotional, spiritual, but with you stating what you stated about the mental health part, it's powerful. It's
Yeah.
powerful because that helps with the physical part.
Yeah, it all goes together, you know? It's all, like it's all wrapped around, and I think that when I'm present in the moment, my best. You know, when I'm present
Oh,
in the moment, I'm my best, and when I'm not present in the moment, then, forget it. I'm my worst, you know? And so, if I'm present, I feel like I'm mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally good because 'cause I'm listening and I'm there and I'm able to come up with a solution. But if somebody's talking to me and I'm thinking about like 4 or 5 other things, and I'm not even looking at the person in the eyes because I have so many things that I have to do,
right. Uh-huh.
I'm no good. So it's about being present in the moment so that I can help, and then s and then being present in the moment helps me because it helps me being emotionally, mentally, physically, all that health, it helps me.
That's why I'm doing this. I've
Yeah,
been there. I've got stories that people were amazingly shocked about what happened to me being from teacher, assistant principal, principal, dealing with
yeah,
mental illness. And I think it's important that we meet the needs of our teachers at least, because in order to be present for our students, we have to be present first. So I
absolutely.
really appreciate what you have given from so many stances and from so many dimensions of wellness, even though there are 8 of them, but you gave so much that can help even our new assistant principals and our new principals so they can be the best that they can for their community.
Yeah, no, thank you for having me. And if there's the one last thing that I would give some sort of advice is just try your very best to be present in the moment. Try your very best to be present in the moment wherever you're at, whether you're at school or at home. Be present in the moment, and that'll help with all those health things. So,
Oh, oh
yeah,
my gosh, that is amazing. That is amazing. Thank you so much, John, for being present with me today.
absolutely. Thank you so much.